Hey, what is going on, everybody? So, across the Timeways has been disclosed. I mean, that the new expansion should be released around November 4th. Seems like time is going by really quick, and fittingly, this is all about time. Let's go ahead and look at the new keywords as well as the new cards that are coming and see what my thoughts are on this. So, starting off, if we go down here, you see that we have the new rewind keyword. Basically, the way that I see it is if you play a card, you can go ahead and pick it up and then play it again just in case you don't like the effect that it has. My question for that is though, if it's something like a battle cry, can you keep the effect or is it just rewind completely and you don't get it? We'll see what I mean with the cards. And we also have Fabled, which basically if you have a Fabled card in your deck, it appears to give you 2 cards extra in your deck. All right. We're going to skip the recently revealed since all of these should be noted below with their appropriate decks or class. So let's start with Death Knight. It looks like we don't have anything yet. Demon Hunter. We have the Timeway Warden. Battlecry. Imprison an enemy minion. It goes dormant for 10,000 turns. Wow. Death Rattle. It awakens. Okay. So it's pretty good maybe to get rid of something that's annoying, maybe like a boss monster, as long as you can protect it, right? So you would definitely need some protection on this. Otherwise, it's pretty good. Looks like that's it. Druid still has none. We go into Hunter. We have Ranger General Sylvanas. It's a Fabled, meaning we're going to get 2 cards with it. Battle Cry. Deal 2 damage to all enemies. If you played Altlaria or Verisa, repeat for each. So up to 6 damage to all enemies. That's not bad at all for 3 mana, but that does mean that you also have to play the other cards. If we click here, we can actually see the other cards. We have Ranger Captain Alaria. Battlecry, discover a spell. If you play Sylvanas or Verisa, repeat for each. So it also has a similar effect, as in once you play the companion cards, you get additional effects. 3-2-4 for a possible 3 discover is not bad as well. Ranger initiate Verisa. Battlecry, give minions in your deck +1/1. If you play Alario Sylvanas, repeat for each. So up to +3 and 3. That's also pretty good. Honestly, I could see myself playing this. So yeah, okay. We also have Arrow Retriever, Battle Cry. Draw until you have 3 cards. I believe there's a spell that does the same thing, but it does 2 or 3 damage. I think the spell might be better unless you do want a body on the board. Um, I can see how this could be useful if you give it an effect with like one of your beasts or you improve its attack and health. This might get stronger. So yeah, okay. So now we are on to Mage. Semi-stable portal. Rewind. There we go. Our first rewind. Add a random minion to your hand. It costs 3 less. Okay. So if you play this and you don't like the minion, you can rewind. My question is, do you have to rewind upon using it? So as soon as you get the effect, it basically asks you, hey, do you want to rewind? Or can you just rewind whenever it's your turn? I think it would be as soon as the effect is done. That way it doesn't become too broken, I suppose. We'll see what other effects we have. We go into Paladin. We have Gilbin of Tomorrow. Pretty cool looking card. So our first Fabled, actually our second Fable, my bad. Battlecry, put one of each aura from your deck into the battlefield. And apparently these are the auras here. Tradable, at the end of your turn, give a random friendly minion +4/4 and Divine Shield. Last 3 turns. This is pretty good. Gnomish Aura. Tradable. At the end of your turn, restore 4 health to all your characters. Last 3 turns. Yeah, I don't think the cards are too bad. But what I want to use is just to get these effects. Maybe. Maybe, but it looks like you would have to play late game compared to the current paladin builds that we have, such as, you know, swarming and doing as much damage as possible. Manifested Timeways, Battle Cry. If you control an aura, deal 3 damage to all enemies. Pretty good. We do have the what is it, the hammer though, that does 2 damage to all enemies for like 2 mana, I think. So doing 2 more mana for 3 damage. I mean, it's an elemental, so yeah. Chronological Aura. At the end of your turn, summon a 3/5 dragon with taunt. Last 3 turns. This isn't bad for 5 mana. If you can somehow reduce the cost, I think it's more worthwhile. But a 4/3/5 for 3 turns, yeah. So you definitely have to run the aura, whole situation to make it work better. Priest, nothing for priest. Rogue, nothing for rogue. Nothing for shaman and warlock. Split a random minion in your hand into 2 halves. So my first thoughts, and I think we already have a card like this, is that if you have, let's say, a 6 attack, 6 health minion, it would split into a 3 attack, 3 health, times 2, obviously. But if it has an effect, do they both keep the effect? If that's the case, then I feel like this would be really good. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know. Nothing for warrior, and then finally neutral. These are going to be the broken cards. Muruzan Unbounded, Battlecry. At the start of your next turn, set this minion's attack to infinity. So it's going to run through basically anything, as long as it obviously doesn't have Divine Shield. You can OTK your opponent. Of course, you need to wait a turn. Yeah, pretty crazy card. I'm not sure how this is going to work. Now, imagine if it had Trampling, where it pierces, over whatever damage it does. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I can definitely see this being nerfed. Let's just do this. Mr. Clocksworth. Rewind, rewind, rewind. That's actually the card you get for free once you log in. Battlecry. Summon 2 random legendary minions. Okay. So this is kind of what I was referring to earlier. You Battlecry, you summon 2 random legendary minions. Let's say one has charge. Will I be able to attack with the charge minion and then rewind, bring them back, summon 2 more to get maybe another charge minion? I'm not sure yet. I think you can play them early. I haven't tried it. You have to usually pay for that. I'm not willing to pay at this time. But you can rewind 3 times. So, I mean, you're bound to get something good, right? So I can see running Mr. Clocksworth. Yeah. Okay. It's going to get nerfed. Chrono Lord Dios. Your battle cries death rattle, hero power, and end of turn effects triggered twice. This is super broken for sure. Now imagine using Dios with the Mr. Clocksworth. That would go crazy. This might get nerfed. Maybe they might remove something here. It seems really powerful in my opinion. Definitely run these 3 so far. Then we have Chromie. Death Rattle. Draw another copy of cards you play this game. A copy of cards. That sounds like whatever cards you played, you draw up until your hand is full, basically. This is really good. Honestly, all 4 of them are really good. I can see them all being nerfed. Maybe not Chromie. I'm not too sure about Chromie yet. Time Lord knows Darmu. Dormant for 5 turns. Rush. After you play a card from the newest expansion, awaken 1 turn sooner. It's a 3/8/8. That's pretty beast. I think that you can easily play these cards in a turn or 2 to wake it up. Would I run it? I think it's worth it. It's not bad for a 3 mana. Amber Warden. Taunt. Death Rattle. Summon a random minion from the past. Okay. Not bad for 8 mana. Yeah, I can see people running this as well. I think Taunt just makes it a lot better. If it didn't have Taunt, it might not be ran. I'm not too sure. Conflux Crusher. Battle Cry. Deal 7 damage to a random enemy. Rewind. So summon this. Deal 7 damage. Rewind. You can do it again. Oh, that's weird. I'm starting to think that I really need to see how rewind works, because it's either, like I mentioned, after the effect, you can bring it back, the effect is nullified, or it's basically like a bounce. You get double battle cries with anything that has rewind or double effects. We'll see. But if that's how rewind works, you get double effects, then this is going to be beast. Rewind is going to be broken. Futuristic Forefather. Taunt battle cry. Look at 3 cards. Guess which one is in your opponent's hand to gain 4 health. This one's pretty good. You get to see what your opponent has see what they maybe are about to play, something to look out for. Yeah, you can see their hand. That's cool. And then nothing. Soldier of the Infinite. Rush. Battle cry. Double this minion's attack. So 5/6/5 with rush. It's okay. Honestly, it's okay unless you get double battle cry. You know, that'd be sick. Soldier of the Bronze. Battle cry. Double this minion's health. Same thing. 5/5/6 is okay. Unless you get more effect. It's whatever. Rewind. Battle cry. Draw a random minion, give it 2/2. This is pretty good. There's also one of the cards you get for free in the shop. So yeah, you can draw a minion. If you don't like it, bounce it back, draw another one. Unless this means that you can draw two. Maybe I should play it. See what Rewind really does, right? Okay. Now let's go down here. Sentient Hourglass. Rush. After this minion survives damage, swap its stats. So 6/4/9, you get hit with 1. This can swap over to 8/8/4, 6/8/4. It's tricky, but it can definitely do some damage for sure. Clockwork Rager. Battlecry. Gain +1 health for each turn you take in this game. So at least by turn 5, right? Let's say 5, you would be 5/5/6. See, this is pretty good. You wait a little bit longer, maybe even more, right? 5/5/10. It's okay, I guess. Devious Coyote. Stealth. Cost 1 less for each time the enemy hero took damage this turn. Each time the enemy hero took damage this turn. So with bees usually swarm the field. I can easily see this be no cost or even 1/5/3. That's really good with stealth. Yep, definitely run this. Fading Memory. Death Rattle. Get a random 5-cost minion from the past. It's all about past and future, right? Yeah, 4/6/3. Maybe if you have double Death Rattle, right? Anything that helps you with that, or even Reborn, this would be really good. So yeah. Chronicle Keeper. Battle Cry. If you're holding a dragon, gain Taunt and Divine Shield. So it sounds like you have to run this with the dragon type deck, or at least cards. 4/3/6 with Taunt and Divine Shield. Maybe one. Hourglass Attendant, Divine Shield. At the end of your turn, give all minions in your hand +1/1. That's really good. You're hoping to at least get one effect of 1/1. I think it's worth it. If you can keep this alive, you can easily boost your hand. Maybe hand buff Paladin is back. Wizen Truth Seeker. Battle Cry. Set the cost of every card in both players' hands back to their original cost. This can counter cards. I don't remember the name, but there's one where anything that was added that wasn't there in the deck goes up by 2. So this would just reset it. Maybe like a tech card, you might run it. All right, 3/4/1. Lifesteal and Divine Shield. For a 3/4/1, I don't know. Poisonous and Reborn. I see more use out of this just to get rid of annoying monsters, and the other one, maybe one of these, 2 of these, if you have room for them. Then mod 3/7/2. You should be able to get rid of this easily, at least nowadays. Would I run it? I'd maybe try it out to see how it does, right? It is a beast, so if you can run it in Hunter, you can give it effects upon summoning it, or even after it's summoned, you summon your beast, your dinosaur, your paintosaur, whatever it's called. So maybe. Cyborg Patriarch. Dormant for 3 turns. Taunt. That is super crazy. 3/3/12, and all you have to do is wait 3 turns. Yeah, you're definitely running this, in my opinion. It has good health and taunt. Yeah, it's crazy. Dangerous Variant. At the start of your turn, transform into a random 5-cost minion. That's not bad. I mean, as long as it lives, right? It only has 1 health. But if it lives, you get a 5-cost minion. Okay. Yeah. That's basically it. Let me see. Yeah, so if we read this here, Basically, it says, now if a card has rewind, you'll be offered the chance to rewrite history. Do you stick with what happened or rewind the timeline? The power to change RNG fate is in your hands. So it does sound like no matter what, um, the effects won't go off unless you don't rewind. But yeah, it sounds like you summon your card with rewind, you get the effect. At that time, you have to decide whether or not you rewind or not. Either way, it's very interesting. I think that this new expansion is going to be very fun. We still have a lot of cards that need to be revealed. So, with that being said, I'll go ahead and show you a little bit of not necessarily gameplay, but what we have in the store. I might make another video since there are a lot of cards waiting to be revealed. I don't like making um just a bunch of videos talking about random cards, right? You won't see me make a video just on, like, let's say these 3 cards. That seems like a waste. I'd rather have full videos like this that just go over them real quick. But yeah, anyways, enough of a rant. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Consider giving it a like, consider subscribing, and I will see you on the next one. All right, surprise, surprise, we get Mr. Clocksworth, which has the 3 rewinds. Super Beast card. I'm sure it's gonna get nerfed if it hasn't already. We got our new quest. Okay, so Mercenaries is disabled. Of course, they gotta make money somehow. Let's see, we get something good. I don't mind the free stuff, but you won't catch me paying for this. What would we like? That looks pretty cool. This one looks cool too, right? Legendary, that's probably the big one. What is a big one? Do you get her? The priest and druid classes. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Let's see what we get. Give me something good. Nice. I got exactly what I wanted. Yeah, look at that. That's good drawing, honestly. And I got 2 of them. Totally not worth it. Okay. Whatever. So one thing that I do want to point out is to make sure you go into the shop. Aside from the usual stuff that you can use early, you get 2 free cards. Remember how I said this card is going to be usable? Yep, get them. Get 2 of them for free. Nice. And then we also get 2 Robocolor rare signature cards. Excellent. Forgot what it does. Oh, AA. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's it. See you next time.